All right, I think I'm live. I gotta wait for my system to update. Give it a second. All right, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm live now. All right, hey guys. So I wanted to do a quick video about the buy box. What is it? How do you win it? Sort of the different key factors that affect getting it. So I'm gonna wait just maybe 30 seconds, a minute or something, let a few people join. If you're watching the replay, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching our content. We'll have this up in the video section of our Hustle Buddies Facebook group. And then I will also be posting this over to our YouTube channel. So if you're not over there yet, that's the easier way to see the majority of like our videos. So it's just youtube.com/c/Hustle Buddies. Super simple. If you're watching this live on Facebook, let me know, say hi. So I'm gonna wait probably about a minute or so. All right. Yeah, it looks like people are starting to join in now. Okay, so I wanted to go into the buy box and how to win it more. So first off, what is the buy box? So the buy box, I'm going to share my screen real fast. The buy box is basically what a customer will see when they go to Amazon. So let's say you're a customer, okay, and you want to find exploding kittens. All right, this is a fun little board game. Lisa and I like to play this. All right, so as a customer, I'm gonna say, oh, exploding kittens, $20.99, sweet. So I'm gonna click on this. This is what I want to buy. All right, the buy box is when I just press buy it now, I'm buying it from whoever owns the buy box. All right, so you actually have to do a little bit of digging to figure out who this is actually being sold from. This particular item, it's probably a bad example because it's actually being sold by Amazon themselves, but there's usually this little button where you can press like new and used offers from other prices, and you can go into that to see who else is offering something. Yeah, so I see Amazon themselves has this for 30, and then somebody else has it for like 32. So I guess this wasn't a great example. Let me see if I can find something else. How about, here's something relevant. Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover. All right, let's see who has the buy box for this. Okay, so if I were to buy this right now, the hardcover, okay, you can see there's 82 different people all selling this new, 250 something people selling it used. Okay, so if I just clicked buy now, oh, this is another bad example. It's sold by Amazon. Well, I should have done my research ahead of time, but basically the buy box is whoever gets that sale. Like when I press buy it now or add this to my cart, the buy box person is the one getting credited with that sale. Now, it's possible to make sales without having the buy box. So for example, if I see this and I see, oh, $11.89, oh, but I can get it new for $9.99. Let me click on that and see if I can find this a little bit cheaper. Let's see, I'll get out of here, Keepa. This is just the Keepa extension. If you guys use it, it's fantastic. They've got free extensions for your desktop, so you can see all the sales information right there. All right, let me, interesting. There we go. Oh, but then there's shipping involved. That's why I said that. Okay, that's not a great deal, but you can choose who you want to buy it from. There will occasionally be times where the cheapest offer is not in the buy box. Actually, frequently that's the case. So that's basically what the buy box is. Now I want to go over a few tactics for getting the buy box more, what affects it, and all of that. Okay. So first and foremost, officially from Amazon now, there is some debate on the unofficial answer about this, but officially from Amazon, you must have a pro account in order to get the buy box. Amazon says individual accounts are not eligible to receive the buy box. Can you sometimes get it? Maybe, but your mileage may vary. It's that kind of a thing. Officially, you need a professional account. And usually, I mean, once you get going, there's no reason not to have a professional account. That really should be the first thing that you get because you're saving money. Like if you sell 40 items, it would have been cheaper by 1 cent to get a professional account, because they charge you $39.99 or whatever it is. So yeah, so first and foremost, professional account. Second is you need to be priced competitively. Now that doesn't mean you need to be priced the cheapest. So officially within Amazon, they say price competitively. No one knows the exact algorithm for this, and it's different for every item. But if you're within a couple dollars of the lowest price, then usually you'll be eligible to receive the buy box. Now, some items, it might be you have to be within 50 cents, and some items you have to be within $5 or $10 or something like that. So there's not an exact algorithm, but in general, if you stay within a dollar or two of the lowest price, then you should be buy box eligible. Now, I mean, that can increase. Like if you are matching or you're just a few cents higher, then you'll probably get a slightly larger share. But as long as you're eligible, then you're eligible. So make sure you're priced competitively. If you got, let's say, a bra a couple weeks ago and you priced it at $39.99 and now everybody else is at $29.99, well, you're going to have to lower your prices. But with that said, if you stacked all your discounts a couple weeks ago for that Vanity Fair sale, you should have only paid roughly $10 for every bra. So, I mean, you can afford to sell this for 29 or 25 and you're still making plenty of profit. So don't be afraid to adjust your prices. So yeah, so you need to be priced competitively. That's the second thing. Number three, we find that the location of the items plays a huge factor into who's getting the buy box. So Amazon's really, really pushing hard. Everyone knows they already offer 2-day shipping, but over the next year or two, they're really pushing hard for 1-day shipping. The main way to achieve 1-day shipping is by having items available regionally. So like if I want to buy that Dave Ramsey book, they're not going to ship it from California. They're going to find a place that's in the southeast quadrant of the US so that it can get to Orlando within 24 hours. So with that said, when your items get split up and go to different warehouses, yes, it's a pain because you're shipping multiple boxes, but you also need to think of the bright side, because if you have like one bra there, one bra there, one bra there, then you sort of have access to all those different customers. So the location of the item, in our experience, plays a huge role as far as like how the algorithm decides who gets the actual buy box. Because there's items where I will see the buy box as one thing. I'll call my sister in Indiana and tell her to look it up, and she'll have a completely different buy box listing under hers. And we're looking at the exact same thing at the exact same time. So we are actually receiving different buy boxes based on our region. So yeah, so that's number three, location of the item. The fourth biggest thing is seller metrics. Now this is sort of like a larger conversation. I'll try to break it down a little bit, but there's a lot that goes into seller metrics. So there's like your sales velocity of all of your items, your feedback, how long you've been selling on Amazon, your order defect rate, customer service metrics, account health, all that stuff. All of that plays into your seller metrics. All right. So I want to break down a few things and give you a little bit of advice. I can't go on and on. I mean, this would be hours and hours that we could talk about this, but I'll break down a few things. So first, it's the velocity of your items. If you send in 1,000 items and none of them have sold in the past year, Amazon doesn't really trust you to be selling stuff. And so you're not going to get the buy boxes frequently because you're not really sending them quality stuff. You're not giving them what their customers want. And so they don't really need to send customers to you. So we'll see that a lot, like with book buyers. Not that book buying is bad. We love buying books. Books are fantastic. But we do see this affect book buyers more often because a lot of times you'll have books that are sitting around for 12 months, 24 months, things like that. And that is slowing down your overall sales velocity. And we've noticed that when we've shifted and we've sold items that are maybe lower ROI, but are selling like every day or every week or something like that, we noticed that we tend to get the buy box much more frequently. All right. Your feedback score is another big one. Getting positive feedback is huge, and getting rid of negative feedback is huge. So I would check on your account. I mean, I'm looking at that every day. If I have a negative feedback, I will immediately try and remove it. I'd say 90% of the time it's automatic because the vast majority of Amazon customers don't know what that seller feedback button is for. And most of the time they're leaving reviews for the item, like, oh, this item was too expensive, or oh, the button's ripped off. None of that has to do with me. Or they're complaining their shipping didn't arrive on time and blah, 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 blah. That also has nothing to do with me because Amazon did all the fulfillment. So the vast majority of the time you can get that stuff automatically removed. So yeah, so keep on top of your feedback score. Time on Amazon is another big one. How long have you been selling? So we've been on Amazon for almost 3 years now. So if we had an item, let's say me and my sister are competing on something. We both send in the same item. We're both priced at $9.99. We have the same feedback. We have the sales velocity. Both of our items are in Indiana for some reason, and all that stuff. I will have a slight edge over her because I've been on Amazon for quite a long time and I have more history with Amazon. So Amazon knows that they can trust me to provide a great experience for their customers. Not that she can't, but just I've proven myself more so. So that'll affect it. Order defect rate is another big one. So if I'm sending in a bunch of stuff and customers are always returning it, Amazon will see that. You'll see your order defect rate. You want to keep that as low as possible. You want people to be getting good products. So there's a few things that we've taken off because customers just always returned it. I think there was a bra where like the description was correct, everything was correct, but the picture, no, it was a pair of jeans. I'm sorry. So the listing was correct, the name was correct, everything was good, except one of like the sub pictures, not the main picture, but one of the sub pictures where it really shows like the nitty gritty details of the jeans. It didn't actually show that these were like ripped jeans. That's how they were supposed to look. That's how they came. Like it had pictures of like the front or the side or all these different things, and it missed right where that rip was. And so we sent, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these in, and a bunch of customers started complaining, oh, these came ripped. It's like they're supposed to be. They were made that way, but the customer didn't know that. And so we had to take all those back. We ended up just donating them because we didn't want our order defect rate to be greatly affected by that. Customer service metrics is another big one. So when people reach out to you, it's important that you respond quickly, professionally, and that you respond correctly, okay? Now, I will say the vast majority of the time, that customer question communication area, 90% of the time, it's used incorrectly. It's used by brands and sort of legal bullies that are trying to get you off a listing. That stuff can be reported and ignored because that's not the place to do it. But if a customer is asking, hey, I bought this in size 12, but I really need a size 14. Do you have any of those in stock? That's the kind of thing that you can answer. I mean, if you have it, then great, you can tell them. If you don't, you can say, I'm sorry, I am personally out of stock, but here's the listing and here's the size 14 that you can buy. So try to be helpful and try to answer people's questions in a professional manner. But yeah, so the time at which it takes you to respond to that is a big metric to watch for. And then the last big thing under seller metrics is your account health. So make sure your account health is up to date, that you don't have IP claims that are lingering over you, that you don't have inauthentic claims or all those different things under your account health. So every couple days, pop over to that section of your Amazon seller account, look at the account metrics, go to account health, and just see if there's any issues in there that you need to deal with. All right. All right, so then after seller metrics, the next big thing that we find affects the buy box is how many items you have in stock. Now, I do want to sort of have a little asterisk by this, that we very much promote going wide instead of deep. Especially for new sellers, it's so much better to get 1 of 100 different items than 100 of one item. You're gonna sell things faster usually. You're going to get more experience. You're going to learn more things because you have 100 chances to make small mistakes instead of 1 chance to make a huge mistake. So you're going to learn more by selling a bunch of different things. And you just diversify your risk because maybe you bought 10 things that were bad buys, and that's okay because you bought 90 things that were good buys. Whereas if that one thing that you bought 100 of was a bad buy, well, now you're out 100 things. So we do want to preface it with that, but how many items you have in stock is a factor in determining who gets the buy box. So if I have 10 of, I don't know, plastic spoons, let's say, if I'm selling 10, or if I have 10 units of these plastic spoons and my sister has 1 unit of the plastic spoons and everything else is exactly even, well, I'm going to get the buy box a little bit more. We'll still share it some. She'll still get some of the buy box, but I will have a bigger chunk of that pie. So how many items you have in stock is a big factor. And then lastly, FBA, always, well, I shouldn't say always, I'll say 95% of the time will beat FBM. So if there's two offers and one is FBA and one is FBM, and they're the same price and everything else is the same, the FBA offer is almost always going to win. Very, very rarely will the fulfilled by merchant offer go through. Now, with that said, again, going back to books, we know a lot of people who do really great with books. They have stuff around their house. They'll list it as merchant fulfilled because it's just sitting on their shelf. And if it doesn't sell, then it doesn't sell and they don't really care. And they can still get the sale because people can still see, like I showed earlier, you can still go into the other sellers and find cheaper prices that way. We'll do that frequently, especially with books. Like if I'm trying to buy, what was the last book I bought? Probably the 4-Hour Workweek, let's say. So if I'm looking for the 4-Hour Workweek, I don't personally care if my book is brand new or if it's used very good or whatever. So I'll look at the used prices and see if I can find it cheaper. So yeah, so FBA usually will beat FBM. And those are the 6 main factors for how to win the buy box. Hopefully that helped you guys learn a little bit. Let me see if there's any questions before I head off. Michelle. Yeah, so Michelle says that she has the buy box on 2 different items. Yeah, so sometimes what Amazon officially says differs from what will actually happen. Now, officially from Amazon, they do state officially that one main difference between a professional account and an individual account is that you are eligible to receive the buy box with a professional account and you're not eligible with an individual account. So I want to say that that's the official answer, but that your mileage may vary. So yeah. All right, I don't see any questions, so I am going to pop off here. Hopefully that helps sort of clear up some stuff about the buy box, how to win it more, and what factors go into doing it. All right. If you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, we're over at facebook.com/groups/hustlebuddies. If you haven't checked out our YouTube yet, youtube.com/c/hustlebuddies. If you liked this, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, give it a like, give us a comment, make sure to subscribe, all that stuff. So, all right, we'll see you later, guys. Hustle on.